What's up, guys? Will here for Next Gen Gadgetry, and welcome back to another head-to-head comparison. Today we're diving into a really exciting matchup between two of Samsung's newest foldables, the Galaxy Z Flip7 FE and the Galaxy Z Flip7. Now, the Z Flip7 FE is Samsung's more budget-friendly trimmed-down model that's closer in spirit to last year's Z Flip6, while the standard Z Flip7 is this year's true flagship release, packed with Samsung's latest features and refinements. In this review, we'll break down everything from design and build quality, past to displays, performance, battery, cameras, and of course, the overall user experience. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of which of these two flip phones is the better fit for you. And as always, you'll find links to our in-depth full reviews down below if you'd like to explore further. Design and build. Both the Flip7 FE and the Flip7 share Samsung's iconic clamshell foldable design, which allows them to open up into a tall, soft, modern smartphone and then fold down into a compact square that slips easily into a pocket. At first glance, though, you can tell there are differences. The Flip7 FE has slightly smaller screens overall, and its hinge design is a bit wider, which makes it appear less sleek and elegant compared to the more refined look of the Flip7. Despite that, the two phones weigh about the same, and both are built with Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the back and Samsung's Armor aluminum frame around the edges. Durability is also on par. Both are rated IP48, meaning they're resistant to dust and splashes of water, which is always reassuring for a foldable. Cover screen differences. One of the most noticeable distinctions is on the cover screen. The Flip7 FE features a 3.4-inch OLED panel with a standard 60 Hz refresh rate, identical to last year's Flip6. The Flip7, on the other hand, steps things up with a larger 4.1-inch cover screen that stretches edge to edge and offers a smooth 120 Hz refresh rate. This difference is more than just numbers. The Flip7's cover display feels noticeably faster and smoother when you swipe, scroll, or interact with widgets. Both phones support Samsung's widget-based functionality on the outer screen, but app support is still somewhat limited, which is something to keep in mind. Inner display. Opening the phones reveals their main attraction, the foldable inner screens. The Flip7 FE comes with a 6.7-inch OLED display at 1080p resolution and a 120 Hz refresh rate, while the Flip7 takes it a notch higher with a 6.9-inch panel. Both are crisp, vibrant, and contrast-rich, offering an excellent viewing experience for videos, browsing, or gaming. Like with previous foldables, you'll still see the crease where the screen folds, but after a while you get used to it and it doesn't distract much from daily use. Brightness is impressive on both. We measured peaks of around 1400 nits, which means readability under sunlight won't be an issue. The difference comes on the cover screens, where the Flip7 clearly has the upper hand with higher brightness, making it easier to use outdoors. Audio and unlocking. When it comes to audio, both phones feature stereo speakers that deliver loud and reasonably rich sound. If you listen closely, the Flip7 sounds a bit fuller, but the difference isn't dramatic. For security, both phones use a side-mounted fingerprint reader integrated into the power button. It's fast, reliable, and works without fuss. Storage and software. The Flip7 FE gives you a choice of 128GB or 256GB storage, while the Flip7 doubles that with 256GB or 512GB options. Neither supports microSD expansion, which is typical for Samsung's flagships these days. On the software side, both run Android 16 with Samsung's One UI 8 interface. This means you'll get Samsung's latest features, smooth animations, and polished multitasking. Both phones are guaranteed 7 years of Android OS updates and 7 years of security patches, which is among the best support in the industry. However, there's one small but important difference. The Flip7 supports Samsung DeX, which lets you connect your phone to a monitor or PC for a desktop-like experience. The Flip7 FE skips this feature, which might matter to power users. Performance. Now let's talk power. The Flip7 FE runs on the Exynos 2400, the same chipset powering Samsung's Galaxy S25 FE. The regular Flip7, however, uses the brand new Exynos 2500, which is faster, more efficient, and better suited for 2025. Unsurprisingly, benchmarks show that the Flip7 edges out the FE across the board. Still, Both phones handle everyday tasks smoothly and can manage demanding apps and games. The real limitation comes from thermals. Because both are slim foldables, heat dissipation is tricky. During extended gaming or heavy multitasking, you'll see thermal throttling, meaning performance dips over time. This is something both phones share, though it's not a deal breaker unless you push them really hard. Battery life and charging. Battery life is another area where the Flip 7 has a clear advantage. The Flip 7 FE has a 4,000 mAh battery, while the Flip 7 bumps it up to 4,300 mAh. That extra capacity, combined with the more efficient chipset, gives the Flip 7 noticeably better endurance. The FE's battery life is below average and may struggle to last through a full day of heavy use, while the Flip 7 manages more solid, reliable performance. Charging speeds are identical at 25-watt wired charging, taking about an hour and a half to go from 0 to full. Interestingly, because the FE has a smaller battery, it charges a little more in the first half hour. But both phones end up finishing at the same time. Wireless charging is available on both models. Cameras on paper, both phones share the same camera setup, a 50-megapixel main camera and a 13-megapixel fixed focus ultra-wide, plus a 10-megapixel inner selfie camera. In daylight, results from the main camera are virtually identical, detailed, sharp photos with natural colors and wide dynamic range. At night, both produce grainy shots in auto mode, but switching to night mode cleans things up, delivering great results with consistent colors and exposure. Where the difference shows is in the ultra-wide camera. For some reason, the Flip 7 consistently produces sharper, cleaner ultra-wide photos compared to the Flip 7 FE. At night, both ultra-wide cameras struggle with noise, but again, night mode makes them much closer in quality. For selfies, you can use the 10-megapixel inner camera, which delivers solid results with good detail. But the real advantage of these foldables is using the rear cameras for selfies, with the cover display acting as a viewfinder. This gives you significantly better quality with more detail and natural background blur. The experience is more enjoyable on the Flip 7 thanks to its larger cover display, which makes framing shots easier. Video recording. Video quality is strong on both devices. In 4K recording during the day, the Flip 7 FE's main camera sometimes shows slightly better sharpness, but the